What's going on, everybody? Tommy Har with the Real Side of Real Estate. Today, I'm gonna break down exactly how we bought an 8-unit right here and did no work at all and added $100,000 straight to our net worth and equity in less than 3 months. There's no bullshit, no fluff. This is a real life case study. Let's get to it. I wanna take you step by step on how we did this. All right, so this is the property right here. This is 8 one-bed, one-bath units in a great downtown area of Columbus. It's been changing for the last 5-ish years, and I would call it a B area of downtown Columbus now. For those of you watching this, this is in Old Town East. If you know Columbus, Ohio, there's a very sought-after downtown area near highways, near the hospitals. Very, very nice area. So it's about, I think, 4,000 square foot, so it's smaller units, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. And this property came on the market because it went into contract and fell out, and the seller really needed to sell and sell fast. So this unit here is rented for $600. This one is rented for $600. Sorry, my math. This is $800, $800, $800, $800, and $800. And 6 of the 8, all of the 800s are paid by a government agency, and all of these people have been here for about 10 years. So what happened was, we knew that ARV on a property like this, and let me kind of just slide this up, ARV on this property, fixed up, is right around $850 to $900K. So fixing up every single unit, getting those people out, and like I said, they've been in there for about 10 years each, most of those people at 800. So the place has some wear and tear. The entire reno, if we got everybody out, would be around $110,000. And we knew this going in, so we made our offer accordingly. So what we did in the beginning is we offered $500,000, they countered, and we ended up meeting at purchase price of $529,000. So $529,000, we had to close in 2 weeks. What we did is we got a private money loan for this property. So we got a loan of $540,000 for this property to cover the purchase and enough of the closing costs so that we ourselves didn't have any out-of-pocket money for this property. So what we could do in this scenario, and I'm actually at the end of this video going to give you 2 scenarios, and we're going to go through what we can do. So $540,000 loan amount, our purchase price is $529,000. All we did was wait 3 months and did a delayed finance. So what happened was we were going to try and get these people out right away. We were going to renovate each unit. Every unit needs about 12 to 15 grand turnover. So we're going to have to not get any income. So let's go actually here. Income generated today is, I think it's right around $6,400. So $6,400 of rent that we're receiving today as of right now as it sits. And income, let's say renovated income, we could get maybe $950 a unit. So $950 times 8 is $7,600. So in order to get $1,200 more rent a month, we could have put $100 grand into this property and slowed up all of these scenarios. So what we're gonna do is this. We knew that we bought it under value, so we took it to the bank and we said, hey, we wanna do what's called a delayed financing on this property, meaning I just wanna pay my private money lenders off. And here's what this looked like. So I took it to the bank. I said, hey, we bought it for this. We did a couple repairs. Here's the income that it's generating. Can you guys come reappraise and pay off my private money lenders and give me some long-term debt? So what had happened was, and this is 3 months, so let's say, let's get into my money costs first. So $540K times 12%, that's gonna be our private money. So we fully financed that at $540 at 12%. So for the full year on that, and I don't know if Rob can pop this on the computer or on your screen for you, but 540 times 0.12 is $64,800. 64,800. That's for the year. And then we're going to divide that by 12, which is 5,400 a month. And that's going to be for our private money cost times 3. So times 3 equals holding costs of 16,200. So we're going to tack that on to our 540 for our payoff. So our payoff equals 556,200. No. Is that right? No. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. 556,200 is our payoff for this loan. Okay, so we knew we bought at undervalue. We knew that we wanted these tenants to stay because in order to get them out, what had happened was, and I was starting to say this earlier, is the seller lied to us about the leases. What's up, babe? The seller had lied to us about the leases. They said that they were all month to month, and it happened that they were not on month to month. They were all coming due in October. So we were gonna have to wait regardless, but I didn't want to pay another, 3 months as of July, so August, September, October, another 3 months of interest, which would be another 16 grand. I didn't want to do that. So what we did was we went to the bank and we said, hey, we want to do a delayed financing. Can you come appraise the property and see what it's worth today? So they came out, they did an as-is appraisal, as is, and this is 3 months later. It just appraised last week for $670,000. So like I said, we did nothing. We did nothing to the interior of these units. We maybe did a couple little repairs. We did some landscaping, and it appraised for $670,000. We bought it 3 months ago for $529,000. So that right there is what, $140,000, $141,041 of equity. So that's great. But what we're gonna do now is we have two options. So what we can do is we're doing the BRRRR method. So we're getting a 75% loan to value loan. So 670K times 0.75 equals 502,500. So this is our new loan amount from this bank. So this bank is giving us 75% at 7.5% interest rate, 30-year mortgage. So this is long-term debt. This is where we're going to cash flow. So 502,500 is our payoff. Remember, we owe our lenders now 556,200 though. So we have to now bring up the difference. So we need to make up the difference of 502 and 556,200, which is going to be what, let's call it $54,000. So I'm going to be negative 54,000 into this deal. So that brings me to a couple of points here. So how much of a down payment is $54,000 on a $670,000 house or property? Let's do some math. So 54,000 divided by 670,000, that is a 8% down payment. So we would have got this property at 12% less or 17% less of what we would have had to buy it for on the market, which is a 20 to 25% down payment. So we're getting a discount on that. So $54,000 in the hole. We now have two options. Number one, use cash flow to recoup money. So my principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So PITI, principal, this is your payment, interest, taxes, insurance, equals, on this property, when we refinance it, is gonna be $4,600. $4,600 a month. Remember, we're renting this property for $6,400. So pre-expense cash flow on this property is going to be, what is that? $1,800? Is that right? 6,400 minus 4,600, $1,800. So pre-expense cash flow 1,800 bucks. Let's say we have 30% expenses on that. So times 0.7. Let's say we bring in $1,260 a month of actual cash flow. 1260. Let me erase that. Sorry, I'm being a little sloppy here. 1260 a month. So how long is it going to take you for $1,200 or $1,300 a month of cash flow to recoup 54,000 bucks? What? That's going to be what? Almost 50 months? So 4-ish years to recoup your down payment, which is not the worst thing in the world. So if you're making $1,260 a month, I'm going a little deeper on this because I'm just thinking now. $1,260 a month times 12. So our yearly cash flow is 1,260 times 12, 15,120 a year. So that's our yearly cash flow. I'm going to divide that by 54,000. And that's a 28% return on your investment. So show me somewhere where you can use other people's money, have over $100,000 of equity. So my loan amount is 502. It's worth 670. So I have $170,000 of equity, but I have 50 grand of my own money in it. So my return on my cash is 28%. My return on equity is quadruple that. So amazing, amazing, amazing way to go about this. But I am going to take it a step further. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to have my own money in this deal. I know there's still a lot to be had, but I want to do this as the leases expire. So I'm going to use the monthly cash flow of $1,260 a month, and I'm going to put it into an account. And as these units turn, I'm going to use the cash flow to fix it up. And I'm going to get another $50,000 loan to make sure that I recoup my cash. So let's say in 2 years, so let's say I have a loan equals, let me do this. So loan of 502,500. Let's say I get another loan for 100 grand. 100K at, let's say 12%. So let's say I get another private money loan as a second position loan on this deal. So I now have a loan that I'm servicing here, and that's getting paid every single month. And then I've got a loan right here that I'm paying $12,000 a year. 12,000 a year, or divided by 12 equals $1,000 a month. So my cash flow covers this loan. So if I don't want to cash flow at all on this property, which I'm fine with, this second loan covers it. So now I have $0 in the deal, and I've recouped my cash, and I also took another $50,000 out to fix this property up. So as these units turn, I'm fixing them up. I'm putting 100 grand into the rehab. So I now have 100K rehab. So not to confuse everybody, let's go back to the beginning. So 525 purchase, 529K purchase. I know this can get confusing. I'm kind of getting in the weeds of it. 100K reno. So I'm all in theory, on this property, 629K plus interest. This property is going to be worth $900,000. Now you're just doing the simple Burr method. So 900,000 times 0.75 equals 900,000 times 0.75, $675,000 equals 675K. So now this is what I'm looking at, this number right here. That's going to be my long-term loan in the future when all of these units get turned and they all start to bump that rent up. Because remember, my rent on my new updated property is going to be $7,600. Go 7,600. And I'm going to do a quick scenario over here on my computer to see if that's even worth it. So I keep these payments, should I keep these renters in? Should I not? So my new loan is $675. 675, and I got my PITI calculator. This is gonna be your best friend. The bank rate mortgage calculator, we'll pop it up on your screen. I'll also put it in the show notes down at the bottom. I use this damn near daily when I'm looking at deals. All right, so my down payment 0. So my new payment on this property at 675 is PITI 5,400. So 7,600 minus 5,400 minus 5,400 equals 2,200 of pre-expense cash flow. So, is it worth doing all of these things here and making $600 more of cash flow, $400 more of cash flow rather, or should I just keep the people in here and keep it as is? So you have options in these scenarios, but I want to get the most and best out of my assets. I want to get the best tenants as well. So as these units turn, I'm gonna use the cash flow, I'm gonna get a second loan on it, and then I'm gonna refinance it again in a year, maybe a year and a half, to be able to make the property use as best as we possibly can. But back to the very beginning, and why we did this video is that if you can spot opportunities and you can find really good deals, you can create equity and net worth out of literally nothing. So when I told you guys, I bought this property for $529,000 and did 0 in work. We literally did $0 of work other than landscaping before the appraisal. So we just showed them the rents, we showed them everything we've done, and it appraised for $670,000. We're refinancing it, and then we have the option to keep our money in the deal, which is gonna be 50 grand, or we can get another loan, service that with the cash flow, bump the rents as we start to renovate, and then have a new value again. But you're playing the refinance game at that point. You're hoping that the future value of interest rates is lower, or at least the same. So if they go up, it could be a riskier scenario. But another risk in this scenario is keeping 50 grand in a deal like this and it becoming illiquid. And as these units change, you have to put your own cash more into the deal to turn these units. So I know this video got deeper in the weeds. I don't usually do a lot of these videos. They're more kind of beginnery. But if you're into rental properties and creating wealth and talking numbers, I love doing stuff like this. So if you like this video, drop a comment, subscribe, like the channel, and hopefully we can get more of these videos out to you guys. And all you got to do, once again, is find amazing deals, learn how to raise the capital, and then find the way to get your exit done on the back end. And you don't have to have any money. Literally, I'm not using any of my own cash in these deals. So make sure that you learn this stuff and execute it. And if you want to learn more about this stuff, book a call in the real side of real estate. Me and my business partner, Andy, will be on the call with you, and we'll see if we're a good fit. If you want to learn to wholesale, if you want to learn to flip, if you want to do the BRRRR method, change your life in real estate, look no farther.